Hey everybody, it's Mike, and it's time for the final video in this series, The Dating Project, where we're going to analyze the different pickup lines that we got and determine what worked, what didn't, and we'll even show you some of the dicks in a more legal manner, because, revenge porn is very much a felony. So let's go ahead and have at it, and the question we were originally testing was, is it hard to get a date as a girl? The answer, compared to a guy, I'm going to say no, it is not. Being the selector in an RK selection type setup is much easier. It really is. We managed to get over 300 guys to hit on me in less than a month. That is a lot of attention. And if you can't find a date out of that much attention, you're the problem. And you really need to analyze that. Having said that, though, on the guy's side, if you're having a lot of trouble finding a mate, since it's pretty much a 50-50 split, you will likewise need to readjust your standards as well, or do something to change yourself, because and I said this in the last video, the common denominator to all of your failed relationships is you. So, without tying you guys up too much longer, because this is going to be a long vid, I'm going to go straight into the screenshots. Let's dive in. Okay, let's get into the nuts and bolts of the results of this project. We're going to start with Tinder, since that's what we started the project with. It only lasted for about two and a half days, really. We started it late at night on the 7th, and by the 10th at noon, we noticed Ellie had been banned from Tinder. At the end of the first day, we had 7 total matches, really, that we noticed, and day 2, we were at 43 matches. We had 14 basic hellos, 2 that were creepy, and then we realized a little after the fact that we needed a tally for just compliments, where they didn't really say hello, they weren't being creepy, they weren't being cheesy, it was just, oh, you look great. Okay. I could have included that in highs, but yeah, no. So, this one, since there's not a lot to choose from, we did run this through a few girls, actually, to get their takes on the pickup lines, so you're not just getting me going, as a guy going, well, why does that work? We actually get to see what the girls thought. And so there's asterisks for ones that are either cringy or standouts. PS was great. She actually left notes. And there's plus signs as well for ones that really stand out, where one of the girls thought that they would actually work on her. So here we have Marcello. We'll see more of him in the later video where we start lampooning people a little more. And he had so many fucking emoji flowers that it was stupid. One of the girls thought it was cringy. Another one, PS, basically said that it made her laugh. Didn't say it would work on her, but it did say it made her laugh, and so that's something. And then down here with James, it was cringy because he just never gave up. It's just line after line, and all that we could really say was he was desperate, and then after that we were banned. As you can see here, most was basic hellos. No one went with the dick pic, which was nice, and only a couple really went towards Creepy Town, and like the guy that just gave the number right away. That was kind of creepy. So there's that. Let's move on to Meet Me now. Meet Me, we were actually able to get the full 100, and you can kind of see the breakdown of this. There's a lot here, and it happened quick. We started this one on the 8th, and we managed to finish this one on the 12th. That's how long ago we've done this, and it just took me this long to actually get around to recording the videos and analyzing it all. Sorry, guys. Life happens, and I'm not exactly getting paid to do this research, and I'm not even a student. I'm doing all of this just because I'm bored. This is what I do in my free time. So anyway, we have Adrian here with how are you doing? Or not even doing. He couldn't even get it right. And that's this 42-year-old here. And so you can see that that's kind of a problem. Howdy, which I'm kind of interested in why PS thought that was the cringiest, but the girls agreed. Howdy did not work. Hi, hey, hello is fine, but even though we're in Oklahoma, howdy for some reason was a bad idea. They couldn't explain it to me. They just said it just is. This was a cringy one. Sensual long hair. Yeah, sensual, I think, was the word that really got that one. So this Rogelio guy asked a public question, can you talk? So that was just not a good way to go. Can you talk, really? I mean, I understand bot checking. I really do, but that was not a good way to go about it. Let's see. Justin Wade, 36-year-old from Oklahoma. If they can't put the effort into spelling things out or use proper English, then why would anyone want to approach them? And we'll kind of go into that in later videos, where by the end of this experiment, even I had to put that in my dating profile of, guys, please act like you've at least passed high school. It was that bad. This one, let's see. Good morning, Ellie. My name is James, and I find you to be extremely hot and sexy woman. Hope we can chat and become friends. And there wasn't much of a comment here. Tool or nice, it doesn't tell me much. But apparently it was worth commenting on, so it did get PS's attention a little bit. Hi, beautiful princess. Cringeworthy. Yes, it was. Robert Jolly. Hi, mommy. Hi, mommy. And PS had the perfect reaction here of, God, no. I couldn't agree more. Laffy Emojicon, and we'll see him in the epic fails, where he was a dick pic. He actually went with the dick pic, and so we'll see more of him later, and you can actually pause and see the screenshots of that. And moving on. I think that was just a page break. This one actually got marked super sweet. One person thought it was cringy. One of the girls did. I kind of thought it was cringy, but for a different reason. I think it was just amateur mistake. But PS thought it was super sweet. And in a lot of ways it was, because at least it looks like he put forth effort. He tried. It's worth noting that PS is kind of a younger lady herself. So we'll move on to the next one, Spanky Richardson. And all you can say is Spanky, really. So guys, yes, it does matter what you choose for your screen name. 69liquor.com or whatever is probably not what you want to use. So let's see. One of the girls thought this was kind of cringy. You're beautiful, surrounded by heart and smiley with... Okay, I think we'll see this later. I'm not sure, but it was not great. But nothing really... It was more visual, I think. I think that was emoji. Cody Brown here. It worked for some reason for one of the girls. I don't get it, honestly. I'm not seeing it, but it worked. How are you? I'm Cody. I get that's a basic hi, and basic highs, as you notice, don't really get much attention, and that's going to be something to notice. Basic hellos don't get much attention. I want to kiss you passionately and feel your breath, baby. Both girls agreed that this was just creepy. The ones that got to review this. So we'll move on a little. Big Show, seeing your pics, you must like bright colors. One of the girls liked this. It's worth noting that that person works in an area where she has to pay attention to a lot of color details and things like that. How are you today? See, that's one of those that's confusing. Sometimes hi works, sometimes it doesn't. And the girls who were reviewing this didn't see any pictures or anything else. They only got to see the lines. So this one didn't work for one, but a hello up the line worked fine. Not really sure why, and there's no rhyme or reason. Just goes to show we'll never figure women out. Hey, I like older women, care to talk. And first words out of both their mouth was oh God, no. And both of these girls were drinking age who got to review this, and even they're like, no. So that's probably worth analyzing, but neither of the girls wanted to tell me why. But nobody likes aging, and girls spend a lot of time trying to look as young as possible. So I'm guessing that had something to do with that. Let's see. John Comstock. Hey, sexy, what kind of trouble have you been causing today? Ever been tied up before? And both of them pretty much had the same reaction of this is creepy. So don't go straight for the BDSM. Especially considering the rape thing that people think we live in, that people think we actually live in a rape culture. That's going to set off bells and whistles. And Nassim, he was cringy, and I'm not going to go into the whole thing here. You can pause it here, but you're actually going to get screenshots of all of this. There's about 5 screenshots that we're going to come up to later on in this video. Bakari, you work as a gym instructor, and I had to reply to this one. This one kind of got cringy because he was replying specifically to one of the Shimmer pics. And if you look at these gloves, they're fake leather biker gloves. And if you've ever been in a gym, you're not going to wear biker gloves in a gym. You're going to wear gym gloves. So obviously this guy just didn't have a clue. Let's go ahead and move on to OkCupid now. And let's see, did the girls make any notes? Oh, before that, I need to backtrack. My apologies. We do need to analyze the pickup lines here, and you guys probably saw it over in the corner. Basic hellos, we had 76, and this is out of 100, so that's 76%. 1 corny, 4 creepy, 2 dick pics. And then we had 18 complimentaries. One person out of this entire bunch actually figured out that it was a trap. So good job to whoever you were. I'm not going to go back through and figure it out. Now let's go back to OkCupid. And I've got this up here, so let's just run through the tallies really fast before I forget. Basic hellos were 65%, cornies 3%, creepy we had about 9%, and complimentary was at 19%, but no dick pics. So good job, OkCupid. Let's see. Comic was one who actually managed to call me out. Kind of. But I turned the tables on him, and you guys can read that interaction here. I'm not going to read it all for you, but it's worth pausing and seeing how this one worked and backfired on him. So it was nice to at least be able to recuperate from the call-out. And let's see here. We have Anthony, who even the girls said this would work. PS didn't get to comment on this one, but another one did. And in this one, we'll see a little bit of him later. This was a wonderful, wonderful way, even with the typo, to get a girl's attention. Kevin, this one was a cringy one. I'm out here, come see me. Nothing screams stalker like saying, I'm outside your door. So, good job, Kevin, you 32-year-old asswipe. Let's see, Ben. Yes, please. How is this a pickup line? Yes, please. Santi. Hello, Ellie. Heart smiley emoji, flower emoji, repeated over and over. How are you doing? How is your morning going? I hope you're doing great, and don't bother you with my messages. It's not my intention. Two monkeys found you free. See, he just goes on and on. Very cringy. And at 37 years old, please grow up. You're almost middle-aged. Chance here, 33-year-old from Oklahoma. Let's hook up and take it to Pound Town. We'll actually get to see him later. Yeah, let's take it to Pound Town. Yeah, it just doesn't work. Matthew, this one worked, though. I hear the new doctor is a woman. This, you'll have to see the profile. It's coming up later in the video. He's specifically responding to a line in my profile where I'm talking about Doctor Who. So the girls liked that, thought it was nice that he was at least trying to show some sort of genuine, quote, interest in me. And then, let's see, moving on to Dustin. Lovely eyes, and I agree the 10th Doctor was the best Doctor. How are you? See, again, responded well, and the girls thought that was nice. This one was kind of cringy. Do you wear knee socks? And I'm not sure why that was relevant. I think that's why the girls cringed at that as well. Hey, what's going on? Followed by tons and tons of punctuation. So Oil Man kind of struck out. And here I actually was able to just copy-paste the emojis. So yes, this actually happens a lot. This one was cringy. Can I call you mommy? That's not the first time we've seen this one. But again, just don't do it. This one was a little bit cringy, but a little bit good too. The girls kind of thought, this one, even though it's got some cringe factor to it, that it's just funny enough that it's a good compliment to try. And so I have to ask, are you a DVD? Because you have some awesome special features. I'll admit, it took some thought. It's pretty clever, and it's better than one of the ones that I've used that worked, which was, unlike Han, I didn't shoot first. So, Zach, you're onto something. Bill. Hi, I'm Bill. Not really sure what I'm looking for either. And the girls liked this, even though it was kind of over the top. It wasn't bad. It wasn't creepy. So one of the girls at least thought it was worth highlighting him. Sean, 41. Same thing here. Sincere and real people seem to be rare on here. Dude, you have no idea how wrong you were. I mean, they're rare, but if you thought I was genuine. Sorry, Shug. Let's see. We have Randy, who, honestly, this was a pretty good pickup line. In 55, so a little older than I would normally want to go for it at 35, but, we were being flexible here. Good morning. How are you today? I'm a 55-year-old single. I love going out dancing, listening to the band. It sounds like it'd actually be a good date. And even the girls thought so. They thought at least he'd be worth taking some interest in. Let's see. Cringy. Nothing wrong with looking. Another cringy. Are you looking for a playmate? Again, going straight for the pants is always a bad move, guys. Even if that's what the girl says they're wanting to do, that's not what they want to do. This guy was a winner just because, again, responding and riffing off of the profile, he went totally meme with it. And you guys can pause and kind of see how he went with it. But it's good. It's wonderful.
And let's see, that's pretty much it for OkCupid's highlights. Everything else was fairly basic. Then on to Plenty of Fish. Plenty of Fish, basic hellos were 68%, corny 5, creepy 2, no dick pics, good job there, and 24 that were just basic compliments. So that's the breakdown of that. But you'll notice a trend here. Everyone pretty much either goes with basic hellos or basic compliments, meaning that they're not going to get much attention. So let's go through, see which ones did. Very pretty, and then 2 hours later goes, very pretty from DG41075. It just doesn't work. If the girl didn't pay attention the first time, she's ignoring you. And let's see. Pipe with a string of 8s. Where was you at November? And again, cringy just because this is bad. And each of these took about a week. And sorry I didn't go over that, but this one was 25th through the 29th, so it went quickly. And you can see kind of by the grouping as well. Curtis, googly eye emoji. That was cringy. And even the girls thought so. You'll notice the girls don't respond well to emojis. Don't do it. And there's actually papers on this too. I'm not going to link to them. And this Mike guy, this one actually worked. I saw your profile and I would like to get to know you and see where it might lead to between us. It wasn't just a basic hello. It's still pretty basic, but the girls actually figured it would work for them. Here's another guy, Jack B85, and just emojis, and the girls thought that was bad. Brian, the girls figured out that this was a nice save. I still think it was a fail all around and wouldn't have worked on me. He tried to correct me and said Jar Jar was not in Star Trek, and then a few minutes later, he figured out that it was a trap. And not the trap as in, there's a surprise waiting down below, but a trap is in, I was trying to see if anyone was reading the profile. So, nice save according to the girls. They wouldn't have worked for me, but the girls, one of them said she would give you a second chance. So, okay. Nice try, Brian. And Bruno434. The girls thought this was super creepy. Hello, my Ellie Queen. I love your smile. Sometimes you have to step outside your comfort zone and the intensity to truly be the best for yourself. Only then you will come in contact with a Southern king. The fuck? I got you, my queen. You are too beautiful to be any man's side chick. You deserve to be number one. And yeah, just so bad. Blaze Wyatt down here, we're going to see more of him later. It was pretty pathetic, and he didn't save it as well as the other guy tried to. Irish fan. The girls actually liked this one. And it's kind of a text dump here, but he basically just responded with a genuine introduction. So he took the time to actually write it. It's better than a basic hello, even if it is more or less still kind of a basic hello. But it took time. So hellos can work if you're just doing that. But I wouldn't expect much in response. Getting Old 80. Ellie, I'm Chris, and I'm excited that I got your meet me requests. Since I have to start the conversation the old-fashioned way, let's do it over dinner. You guys will see that in the vids in one of the profiles where I actually kind of prod the guys on just a little bit by telling them they need to take the first step. So he's responding to it. The girls thought that actually worked. One of them did anyway. PS didn't get to read all of these. She didn't get time. Let's see. Ready to explore? You're into cosplay? That's cool. I'm also into gaming and Japanese anime because I'm part Japanese. Just checking to say hello. Again, basic hello, but at least it's a genuine response. It's not just oh great, you typed 3 characters and hit send. So girls can respond well to it, but you got to be careful. Let's see. Into Deftones Girl. This one was obviously cringy. TY for the meet me. I'm Adam. Text speak doesn't work. And again, that's because girls want to know you can take care of them. And if you're doing text speak, it doesn't convey a sense of your ability to be responsible or take the time for them. Josh here. So I'd say you're probably about a good C or D cup. Good call. But no, you're not getting any. And even the girls said so. JDS and then a bunch of numbers. Hi, I'm JD. I'll admit I'm not a Star Trek fan, but I've been trying for years to like it. Only liked Voyager, but the girls at least liked that one because he at least responded to the profile, so they would have at least given him the time of day. Not saying it would have gone very far, but he would have probably gotten a reply. And this one was cringy. You're a consultant and I'm a manager. I don't understand why that one was so bad, but it didn't work for our girls. They thought that was somewhat cringy. So there we go on those. And let's go ahead and look at the overall percentages and totals here. And we kind of went over those a little bit earlier, but we can go ahead and look at the aggregates. That's that bottom line here. Hellos made up 69-70% of total responses. Corny made up about 3%. Creepy was about 5%, and those are people who were going straight for my pants. Dick pics made up a surprising 0.06. So we need to really kind of look into that. And compliments made up about 20%. Now, talking to a lot of women, I expected far more dick pics, and I even said as much in an earlier video that I was just expecting a ton of them. And it just didn't happen. To be flat honest with you, it really didn't. And so to that end, I'm not sure it's a really valid complaint. I can see where it used to be, but there's a lot of websites now where they flat say, they actually tell the guys, don't do this or it's grounds to be banned. So girls, if you're sick of the dick pics and a guy sends you one that's unsolicited, you can get him banned from that site, and by all means do. You're doing the other girls around you a favor, unless you're wanting the trap to stay out there. So just my 2 cents. And that would pretty well conclude that. Let's go ahead and move on to the wins, losses, and the actual screenshots from the project itself.
My personal take on the women only taking about 30% of the guys that are out there, as opposed to guys taking 70% of the women that are out there. I think it's interesting to note in the pickup lines how most of the pickup lines that we got were basic hellos. Almost 70%, leaving the remaining 30% for people who were looking for something else, that used some kind of other pickup line, whether it be creepy, whether it be corny, whatever. Only 30% tried something other than basic hello. So while we notice there's not a direct causation there, there's enough of a correlation that that's something to actually explore. And I would leave that to some other social scientists to see why those pickup lines worked, why they didn't. Sometimes hello did, sometimes it didn't. So it's interesting to note, and I think those numbers, since they line up, that's too much of a coincidence for me. So.
And Tinder. Let's go ahead and open it up with that. As a guy, this is what I usually get. They really do want you to put your credit score on dating profiles as a guy to help pick up women. They're not wrong there, and we've discussed that earlier. So if you women want to know why I'm so jaded, that's it. We didn't get to last long, so you can't see all the 5 pictures that I'd selected for that, but it was really basic. And since it's Tinder, most people don't actually read the profiles to begin with. Meet Me, we just went cut and pasted the profile pretty much verbatim in, so you can see here it was the exact same line. Here we were able to define a little bit more solidly that Ellie was bisexual. I had to go back and actually retrieve that. And here's the guys that it lined me up with. Not a lot of variety in this area. As you can see, facial hair is a big thing. And it included a few women in this shot. And here's the women near me. And I actually had to go look at this as a guy. So it's interesting as a guy that it at least tried to put me with me, which is kind of cool. And here's the picture that everybody loved. So when Jamie was talking about the boobs being the thing, this is what she was referring to. It really was the boobs, which is funny because on black you can't see much of the contouring. And OkCupid, this is what you guys are actually able to hear. And so you can see the results of that, where we actually decided to give Ellie a little bit more personality. And OkCupid was also the one where we tried to friendzone Anthony here. The personality that we wound up with was energetic, artsy, nerdy, sex-driven, but with no experience. I don't know how you can be sex-driven with no experience and be in your 30s, but they figured you could. And here's Plenty of Fish. This was the closer for us. And we borrowed a lot, but we had decided rather than just make her some kind of artsy diva, we shifted the diva to her personality, but turned her into a consultant, which is more apt for this area. And we used the same kind of dating blurb, the about section, but it got so bad that we actually did have to finally edit it down and say, one more thing, boys, please have a writing level that indicates that you graduated high school, because as you've seen from some of the losers, they just didn't have it. And so this is what we wound up looking like from the suitors side. So you can see all of the pictures we went with. You can see where they're being honest about it. Even though it says Mythic Ellie 18, it does show the age as being 35. And you can see the pictures that we have selected here. Do this. This will help you guys out the most when you're trying to decide what you can do in your dating profile. Usually you want to make sure you've got good lighting and a good headshot. Out of all of them, this guy actually had good, moderate lighting at least, and you can see his head. Granted, flip the selfie around. In this guy, normally you wouldn't wear pink, but looks like he's having a good time, and are you really going to pick on a guy wearing pink? Really? And let's see who's coming up next. We've got this guy from Tulsa. Normally you keep your kids out of the shot, but this works. It lets you know that he's not some weird guy grabbing kids in a van. So it's pleasant. You can see him, good lighting. In this guy, great lighting. He nailed it. Other than his pants hanging halfway down his ass, he's doing all right. You can see he's kind of a scene kid with all the Calvin Klein, but again, some people are into that. And Brian's doing pretty good. You can see he's got a great sense of humor. Needs a girlfriend because his refrigerator's empty and he doesn't know what to buy at the grocery store. It's perfect, pleasant smile. This guy looks like he's having a good time, could smile more, and Voltron Force seems to enjoy it as well. This was really just timing while I was going through these photos, to be honest. And then there's Madeline. Even though she did the basic top-down kind of boob shot we get from every single girl on the planet, she's covered up. It leaves something to the imagination. It's wonderful. And then there's this Anthony guy. Decent shot, okay. You guys really need to learn what a selfie stick is, or get a friend. But this one, he responded to the profile. And that leaves us with just our winner. Drum roll, please. And we've got this guy. Happy Sloth instead of Rape Sloth. Actually, it's the guy next to him. But it's great. It's a very pleasant shot, and it's just silly. It works. Don't do this. Whatever you do not follow the example shown by these numbnuts. Alright, this 31-year-old from Oklahoma City decided to take a bathroom selfie despite our recommendations in the previous video series to not do that, guys, and decided to have the camera in front of his face. We have this 38-year-old who obviously doesn't know how to spell city, and pinch me and I punch you. If this is an indicator of his foreplay abilities, he sucks. And this 41-year-old who couldn't figure out capitalization figured that gravity goes to the left. Not a winner here. Doesn't look like you have a lot of earning power, and a girl wants someone who can take care of her. And there's obviously a girl in this shot, and further, don't duck face. It's not cool when a girl duck faces. What the hell makes you think that it's cool if a guy does? Just don't. And then, if you're going to post shirtless, make sure you got some muscle to back it up. Even Blue Lion Boy wasn't impressed by this one. Let's see. And who are you? No, really, who are you? I can't tell if it's a girl or a guy in the shot. I think that's a boob. And even then, it's only from the nose down. And then there's Panthro from Ponca City. If you're really a blue dude that can wield nunchucks and has muscle stacked on top of muscle stacked on top of muscle, I'm impressed. You're not him. And this is a loser from Edmund, 42-year-old, who couldn't figure out that all you had to do was click the done button. It's a bad photo anyway, but really, if you're going to crop something, crop something. And don't ever include another girl in the shot. It instantly makes a girl go, this is competition. And if that girl is competition, that's pretty pathetic. And since you're having a good time, I'm thinking it's a date. Speaking of dates, I think this guy is gay. And I still can't tell which guy it is that I'm trying to click yes on. So this one's a loser. I mean, yeah, you're having a good time, but who are you? And don't insult the girl. My soulmate is out there somewhere pushing a pull door. You can't click on this because, well, apparently you'd be the soulmate who's the moron. Yeah, don't do it. And this guy loves skiing so much that he won't let you see his face. That, or he got his lips stuck to a pole and they're just frozen with duck face going on and he's embarrassed by that. Either way, gotta have your face in there. Don't do like Marcello did. This is death by emoji. It only takes 2 buttons to push an emoji in, and this guy way overdid it. And while a girl likes roses, don't do it. Mr., a very confused 37-year-old female from Enid, decided to say hi over and over and over again. What I left out of this shot is he did apologize saying it was butt dialing. Doesn't work on that. Brad, you were so close. I understand you're 18, you think love letters are still cool, but these girls don't know you. That is way too long for a pickup line. 1 or 2 sentences at the most. David, death by emoji guy. This doesn't tell a girl anything. You're mailing it in. It's just, you're not making an effort, so she's not going to make an effort back. It just doesn't work. And Dexter here, beyond comparing, couldn't figure out spaces or capitalizations or anything, and that just made it not impressive. I know I'm hot, but come on. And Tiffany, I'm sorry I had to include you on this. You were close, but every shot is pretty much the same angle. Vary it up just a bit. You're taking selfies, but find someone who can take pictures. Also, this one's more towards the girls than the guys, but guys, it works for you too. Don't text dump, and while it's okay to be political, don't be overly political like these guys. Chance, dude, if a girl's pushing you away, don't try to cover up for this. I can line up girls now just seeing you, and I love new. Great, so I'm a trading card? Fuck you. All right, and Tommy goes straight for the oral sex thing. Dude, you really think I'm a hooker? I mean, come on. So you can stay single, Mr. 50-year-old in Shawnee. And this one, again, don't include the girl in the shot. Honestly, though, she's more impressive than he is. So flaws, definitely apt for this picture. And going back to the don't include girls, this one's actually one time when it would be okay if it weren't for the group of guys that you can't pick it out with. So which guy is it, and which garage band failed here to have that one groupie? And Buggy SWR couldn't figure out that having the girl in the shot was not cool. She obviously likes the guy. She looks like she's going to be super protective. That's competition. That's scaring away everybody else. And then we've got the guy that couldn't figure out you can flip pictures or that you need to see his fucking face. Or lighting. You can tell it's just a monitor light. So, yeah, that's a loser right there. Who ain't got no bitches? This guy ain't got no bitches. Why? Because he looks like a Vogue road accident. Close your mouth, take some different shots, and find a different shirt, and you'll have better luck. I'm hoping that was just a meme. And we've got this guy. Pizza in a bag. So I don't know if that's his face, if that's all he can cook. Either way, it's a losing shot. No girl's going to be impressed by that, or should they? And guys, stay away from the Snapchat filters. Just don't do it. It adds makeup and things like that, and it just looks dumb. Might work on Grindr, though. Try there. You'll have better luck. And dude, you've got guns and everything else, and you had to ruin what could have been an awesome shot by stuffing your face. I mean, I get the humor side of it, but it just doesn't quite work. It didn't work with any of the girls I looked at. And this guy thinks you need to see the tree for the forest. The problem is you can't. Either it's too small or, let's be honest, girls just don't care about dick pics that much. They really don't. Don't do dick pics. This guy, honestly, dude, you were close. You really were. The biggest problem is you don't know how to tie a tie. It's supposed to go down to your belt line, not to your navel. And it's not even to your navel yet. And we've got Squid McGee here. He had to tie his license plate on, so even though he's trying to run Supermoto, it's not street legal by any stretch of the words, and honestly, he's just looking to be road rash. And then this guy, while I'm the first to state that I think women are just in it for the money, this guy took it to a whole new level. Don't slap him in the face with that kind of an insult. And the winner, the loser, because it did actually get worse than this, is the guy that I actually had to report. Mr. McMore on stand. You guys can pause here and see exactly why this doesn't work. Don't play the race card. All right, these guys slammed so hard that it took skill to lose. Let's keep these guys celibate. Blaze Wyatt. This guy went straight for just needing to see me naked and needing to know what was out there. So I had to direct him to how to use porn on the internet. Chance. Let's hook up and take it to Pound Town. And so, wow, Shakespeare, you're not. And then, I just need it. So when he gets called desperate, he gets defensive. I included him in the last section, but it was worth saying again, because this guy was bad. Let's see. And again, you'll need to pause between some of these just so you can read them all. Chill Mode from Bethany. And go straight for the sex kind of thing again. And, just having to tell him, hey, dude, back the fuck off. And then Comic. Will you text me some pics? It's the internet. The internet is for porn. The internet is for porn. That is why the net was born. Porn, porn, porn. And let's see here. We have Nassim. This guy's from Qatar, and we really need to talk about this. First off, he opens by trying to get me to use a different app. That's a bot thing to do. Then when I say, hey, no, we've already got a functional chat here, he goes straight to needing to try to get me to sext with him. Not happening. Doesn't get to know me at all. And then he wants to show me his dick. So there we go there. And it just gets worse. He keeps trying to tell me what to do. And I think a lot of this is just because he's from a Muslim nation and he's used to bossing women around and seeing them as property and thought he could pull it with me and don't. And the sad thing is there's even a lot of American guys that think they can do this, as evidenced by the guy that was the loser in the last section, where he thought he could play the race card to get his way with a woman. So don't do that. Then there's laughing emoji from Jordan. And yeah, it was definitely laughable. We covered it up with a kitten here. But you could actually, when you zoomed in, you could actually see where the middle was not even lined up with the rest. So you could tell it was a really, really shitty Photoshop job, and the colors didn't even match.
And there we have it. That's the last of this project, and I'm going to be bidding farewell to Ellie. I'm glad I took on these projects. I learned a lot doing them. I'm glad to never have to do it again. So we'll see you guys in the future, maybe. I don't know. I don't really feel like putting on the Ellie thing again, so as far as I'm concerned, it's over. But I'm always happy to come back and do like Q&As, things like that. If you guys have things that you want to see that don't require me to get into drag, we can talk about those. So there we have it. Guys, thanks for not being douches during this project. It worked well. Thanks to all the people who helped out with it, and thanks for the ladies who decided to step up and read through the hundreds of pickup lines. You guys helped out a lot, helped keep perspective in check. So that's it. Later.